like the whole world. We are talking about AI. A couple of years ago, we saw an investment from Microsoft, 2024, beginning of $1.5 billion to go into Abu Dhabi's G42. We are now seeing, I would argue, some of the practicalities of that partnership. Inception42, which, as you can guess from the name, is a G42 company, and Microsoft working together to make sure that their tech works together. We are very pleased to be joined by Ibrahim AlJallaf, the COO of Inception42, who has driven from Abu Dhabi this morning to be with us in the studio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, this is all about interoperability between your Catalyst platform and Microsoft's Copilot. A lot of people will be using Microsoft Copilot on a daily basis. They won't be as familiar with Catalyst. Before we talk about what the two of you are doing, remind us what Catalyst does.
I can. I would actually love to take one quick step back to talk a little bit about AI in the UAE.
Sure.
So the UAE, in my opinion, is leading the world of applied AI, which means using AI in day-to-day. For me, this is incredible and a huge opportunity because we're able to define where the future is going, right? We need to realize that we're at the center of innovation, right? And what I've been able to realize with the partnerships that we've been doing and the engagements we've been having with the government and the private sector is we're defining the next wave of the future. And that's incredible, right? And that brings me back to Catalyst and Copilot. Right? A lot of you have heard about Copilot. This is Microsoft's, they call it the UI for AI. Right? It's their interface where they're able to do anything AI. It gives everybody, for simplistic reasons, a personal assistant, right? A personal AI assistant. Inception42, we're the Agentic AI arm of G42. What we've done is we focus on companies. So Copilot gives every individual an AI. Catalyst gives your organization an AI. Right? If I can simplify it, right, it has a couple of pieces. It has an AI brain. So it thinks the way you think. It thinks the way your company thinks. And that's very important. So any agent you use, regardless of which it is, can think the way you want it to think, linked to your strategy, your decision-making matrix, right? And then it helps you with other things. It has a workflow builder, so you yourself can actually create workflows. It has what we call an AI policy engine, which does your evaluation, compliance, allows you to have higher quality output across the board. But it also gives you governance and observability, something we call the command center. If I have all of these different AI agents all over the place, how do I monitor them? How do I make sure I see what they're doing? That's what it does. It adds to it. This is the command center, right? So all of this is also done, and I think the big edge that Catalyst has is it's UAE made and it's supported by the global engineers at Microsoft. So what it does is it gives us what we call data privacy, data sovereignty, where everything you're doing stays on your servers in the country. Everything you're doing in AI stays here, so your data is protected. So that's the edge. You have Copilot that gives you for individuals, but then you have Catalyst that gives you for organizations.
And as the two of you tie up and you bring in interoperability, what does that mean?
It means that they work really well together. Anything you build on Copilot, you can use in Catalyst, sovereign, in-country managed. Any agent you build on Catalyst or any workflow you build there, you can then use on Copilot. And Copilot's already connected to your email, to your SharePoint, to everything you have. This gives you that entire linkage, so it becomes much easier for you as an organization.
How does this tie into the big targets that we've got here in the UAE, such as for the public sector, 50% of government users using one of these AI agents within the next 2 years?
So I'm incredibly proud of the UAE because we've set really ambitious targets. And it's not just about setting targets. I've seen what all of these leaders are doing. They're flying towards it in a way that's incredibly important. What do I mean? They're focusing on impact and what matters most. And they're focused on meaningful use of AI. And every one of them is asking us about responsible AI. How do we make sure that we're empowering our people, elevating our individuals, right? And the key piece that I want to highlight in this transformation of AI is we're spending a lot of time training people on AI. And what we've realized as we've analyzed the future of the world is it's those people that understand AI, that embrace AI, that use AI in the day-to-day that are then defining the next wave, that then become more and more important every day, right? Everybody's having this debate, oh, you know, my kids are now going to university. Where should they go? What should they study? What's AI going to transform, right? What we've realized is people that try AI, use AI, experiment with AI in their day-to-day and in their organizations, which the government's done top-down, so the entirety of the UAE will be doing, are defining the future and are very well positioned.
Great. This is really interesting. What companies have access to the Catalyst platform? Is it open to everyone, or is it just government agencies?
No, it's open to everyone. It's organizations that are ready to really achieve impact from AI, right? Everybody's received these targets top down. The question is, how do we do this in a meaningful way that's efficient? The reason we've combined it with Copilot is because a lot of people understand Copilot and are already able to run on their journeys. Catalyst just becomes a big add-on on that, giving your organization this AI brain and agent workflows. So it just makes it much faster and much easier for you to actually win on this wave of AI.
This is Agentic AI, and one of the concerns that people have about Agentic AI is AI making mistakes or acting beyond its authority. How are you making sure within this that AI has its limits and can be audited?
So a couple of things. First of all, if I take one step back to Copilot, right? It's called Copilot for a reason, right? It's a Copilot, i.e. it goes along with a human. And what you do when you're creating workflows in Catalyst is you create human touch points throughout that does checks, right? We still strongly believe that you need that back and forth, the debate with the human, say, oh, actually change this, adjust this, fix this, elevate this, the checker, still accountable for the decisions. This is a tool to accelerate your ability to do what you were doing.
One of the things I noticed reading about what you're doing here is you said you were moving from fragmented AI deployments. Are we effectively creating one big ecosystem between government departments rather than people using different tools and having silos? How does it tie it all up?
We let organizations do what they want to do. Those that want to run it centrally, we enable them to do so. Those that want to do it independently, we also enable them to do so. We believe organizations ultimately know their business better than we will ever know their business. So we give them the technology that allows them to do either, and they can accelerate their journey based on what they prefer.
I've got 40 seconds left with you. What are we going to see when this is up, running, working, and really taking off? What is that going to look like?
When you look at what digitization did to government services, what did you experience? Before, you used to go in person, stand in line, take a few days just for a government service. They digitized it. What's been the implication on your experience? Incredible. I'm very proud of what the UAE has been able to do. Just imagine one more wave of that. Proactive services, doing things above and beyond, being able to help you even before you even realize you need help, right? It's all about targeted towards citizen outcomes and improving the UAE and the outcomes of everything you do on a daily basis.
But as you said, we are building it, we own it, and we're at the forefront of this. Does this mean that you are A, creating a product that could be sold internationally outside the UAE, and
Yes.
B, creating a situation where Inception42 could go public?
We're creating a product that we believe can go regionally and globally. That's very important for us. But I think very importantly, we're also supporting and accelerating the UAE to build an agentic workforce. So the entire UAE will be leading the AI front because they're powered by these AI tools.
Ibrahim AlJallaf, COO of Inception42. Thank you so much for coming from Abu Dhabi. It's been a delight to speak to you.
Thank you. This was amazing. Thank you for the opportunity.